and welcome to episode 15. Hello and welcome to Hello and welcome to episode 15 of Chat Shit Get Well. I'm here today. Hello and welcome to Chat Shit. Hello and welcome to episode 14 of Chat Shit Get Well. Today I'm here with Khalid. We're going to be talking about his journey with diabetes and bodybuilding. And yeah, just a couple of other topics as well along the way. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I feel like these lights are very bright today.
It's good. It's good. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, good. So how did your journey start? I remember obviously you started bodybuilding how many years ago?
The first competition was, I think, 2017.
2017,
So where are we now? Yeah, 7 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah. So I never wanted to be a bodybuilder when I was young. Actually, it wasn't my passion. I used to be a footballer. So when I was 18, I used to play professional football. I played for a club called Swindon Town. And when I was 18, I started getting some weird symptoms, which is the diabetes symptoms.
Okay.
Which is extreme thirst. Not 18, 17, sorry. Extreme thirst. And extreme thirst, I'm talking about, I once counted how many liters of water I'm drinking a day, and it was over 14 liters. I stopped counting. Yeah. Insane stuff. I used to piss a lot. So I used to wake up at least 6-7 times just to take a piss, so I couldn't sleep. Lost a lot of weight. Felt so tired, lethargic, no concentration whatsoever. All these are symptoms of diabetes, but it depends on the severity of your blood sugar back then. On my 18th birthday, my mom decided, because she's a doctor, that we have to get tested. So when she went to the pharmacy, she got me the glucose blood test to test my blood sugar, and it gave an invalid value, it just says error. But when she tests my siblings or herself, it gives a normal value, which is between 4 to 8 millimoles per liter. This is the normal range for anyone. So if you test yourself now, you're going to be between 4 and 8.
Yeah.
The fine print said, if it gives you an error, it means you didn't put enough blood or you're out of range completely. Took me to the hospital. They have another device there. They tested and my blood sugar was 47. And this is astonishingly high.
Right?
This is hyperglycemia, it's called. Yeah. This was back then the record high for the hospital. They told me this. Yeah. They said they've never seen this before. It's extremely high. Jeez. Extremely high. So they put me on insulin drips. Straight away, I went in a coma. When I woke up, the doctor told me if it wasn't for the amount of water that you've been drinking, you would have been either in a coma, which is called ketoacidosis coma, or most probably dead.
Wow.
Imagine waking up like I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what diabetes is back then.
No,
and someone is telling me that.
I think it wasn't a massive thing that people talked about, was
no,
it?
No. Now
Awareness.
The awareness is being, people are raising it. People understand it more. It's becoming very common that there is someone diabetic in a family or in a community. So people are more aware of it.
There's the two types, isn't there?
Type 1 and type 2. So my one was type 1 diabetes.
Yep.
Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease. It happens for no reason whatsoever. Your body decides to attack its own cells, which basically attacks the pancreas, and then it kills the production of the insulin. Type 2, it can happen for people that are, it's age-related, diet-related. You can have it genetically. Your metabolism is changing. You're not walking enough. There are reasons for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, type 1 is just no one's fault. It happens. You can be the healthiest person on earth. And that's why my parents, they never doubted I have diabetes, because I was an athlete and I was young, even though they're doctors.
Yeah.
But that's a past stigma that doesn't apply anymore.
Yeah, and
now.
you can really overlook the symptoms, especially if you're training hard. You're going to be thirsty. Might have a headache because it's been hot outside. You might be tired because you're training.
Yeah.
So it would be easy to overlook those symptoms. Obviously, not to a level where you're at 14 liters a day. So that must be really, really extreme.
Yeah, that was bad.
But yeah, definitely, it's more common in diabetes. The type 2, the one that's sort of the diet. Is that the type
2 is the one that basically. Well,
I should know this. My mum's diabetic. She's been diabetic since she was 6. So
since she was 6?
Yeah,
she's probably type 1
Type
then.
1.
She takes insulin.
Yes.
So type 2, they can take insulin, but they can also be medication dependent, or they can be diet dependent. So if you're type 2, you might not need any medications. But if you're type 1, you have your pancreas produces zero insulin. You need insulin from outside.
Yeah, that's the one that my mum's got.
Yeah.
So this, because obviously I've grown up with my mum injecting her whole life, and it was quite uncomfortable sometimes because we'd be out in public and mum would have the needles and the syringes, and everyone would look over and it would look like she was taking some sort of drug because people weren't really aware of what it was as much back then. And obviously now there's these different pens that are really easy to just, yeah. So yeah, my mum's always carrying one of those. And they're a lot more, what's the word? They're not as obvious, you know.
Because now also there are insulin pumps, so they are hidden under the clothes if you want to hide it. So I used to wear a pump called Omnipod, which they now cancelled me, but I used to wear it. And even with this, it's so much easier. Like people that had diabetes, I'd say not even 50 or like 10, 20 years ago or more, they used to struggle way more than us. So I feel that I am very lucky to be diabetic in this current era. Yes. Because, for example, this is how I test my blood sugar. I'm wearing a sensor.
My mum's got one of those.
Yeah, it's a CGM, continuous glucose monitor. Before having this, I used to prick my fingers to test my blood sugar. And if I'm training or if I'm playing football, I have to go to the toilet, wash my hands, get the kit out, prick my finger, get the lancet, put it in the monitor, test it. It's long. And I used to do this like 8 times during one session. So it was hectic. Now, people who are eligible to have the CGM have it a lot easier. And of course, taking insulin. I don't think anyone now takes does syringes. The syringes. Yeah, it's like very old school.
And the thing is as well, if her sugar levels were slightly off, she would still have to measure out the precise, the insulins. And I think she had 2 different types as well.
Yeah, long acting and short acting.
So there's a lot of maths to do when you're already going through a hypo and things like that. Or well, she was low. She ended up in a few of these comas at times when we were younger. But since this medication has been more available, this easier route, it's been much more controlled. But obviously, there's a lot of illnesses that come from diabetes as well, sort of, you can lose your eyesight, you can, the problems with your feet, like circulation. And that's something my mum's now got as an older woman because she wasn't controlled, it wasn't controlled as an earlier.
So that's the thing. Diabetes is bad if it's not controlled.
Yeah.
Diabetes is fine if you're able to control it and manage it properly. So whenever someone mentions diabetes, the first thing that comes in people's minds is what you just said: feet problems, nerves problems, eye issues, amputations. This happens, but only if your diabetes is not controlled. So a lot of people, they have this myth is that if you have diabetes, oh my God, you might this probably is going to happen to you. No, that's not the case. Yeah. When I got diagnosed, a lot of people asked me, "How did you feel?" And people expect me to say upset or, depressed or whatever. I always say this in interviews, that I felt revived. Okay. I was very happy. Yeah. Why? Because I was a human again. The second I opened my eyes, I'm like, wow, I'm seeing HD colors again.
Yeah, because you must have felt so awful.
My life was dull. It's like, you know what? It's like you're looking through a tiny telescope and everything is just dark and dull. That was me for months. And I didn't know it. I believe that I was diabetic for at least a year before knowing. Because the hypoglycemia, which is the low blood sugar symptoms that I have now, I used to have that. And I thought that I was hungry a year before, but I never knew. Yeah, I was like, why am I so hungry?
So what does that feel like?
So very hard to explain, but it's close to shaking, feeling so hungry. You have palpitations, your heart is beating so fast. You're sweaty. Who has that?
My partner.
All right, okay.
And that's the reason he's here today.
We better test you next. Oh, my days.
I've been trying to get him to go to the doctors for ages for the testing and he just won't.
I'll go get the test from home and come back, mate.
The cold sweats.
Cold sweats. Yeah, exactly that. And you feel that you are, you have got like slurry speech. Sometimes you can't even, you've got blurry vision. There's a lot of different symptoms that you can get. And again, it depends on the severity of it. Sometimes it's so bad that you would just get in a coma. Thankfully, it never happened to me, but some people, this happens to them. This used to happen to me before, and I just thought that I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I never, because I didn't know anything about diabetes. But anyway, when I got diagnosed, I didn't have any of that because, and I wasn't, the first thing I kind of tested was the dry mouth. Back before getting diagnosed, I had a dry mouth and I had an acetone kind of taste. That's the ketoacidosis,
Yeah.
which is basically your blood sugar is so high that your body is producing lots of ketones. And that's very dangerous. When having high blood sugar and ketones produced, that's when you get into an issue. That's when you're prone to nerve problems, vision issues, as I said. So I was very happy when I got diagnosed.
Yeah, because you saw an end to the pain and
Exactly.
suffering.
I
yeah.
didn't look beyond. I didn't look at the future. I didn't care about what I need to do.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm going to take insulin. I don't care that I need to be a mathematician. All the people with diabetes are mathematicians. Our head is always working. Should I eat this? This has X amount of carbs. Need X amount of insulin.
Yeah.
My insulin to carb
Do
ratio
you
is
think
this.
that they should have a carb layout on menus and stuff for diabetic people? Because my mum really struggles. My mum
course.
really struggles with
Of
that.
course.
I mean, even in the hospital, she's actually in hospital right now, and they don't have the carb amounts on the meals. They've got the calories. They don't have the carb amounts. And she's not doing it at the moment. We're having to work it out for her. But I'm like, you don't realise that obviously someone in your family has it, then you sort of see things from a different point of view. For me, I wouldn't look at the carb intake potentially, but yeah, it is a lot of working out, a hell of a lot.
Yeah, definitely they need that because calories is not really useful for someone with diabetes. And as you just said, now you know more about diabetes or you know more about carbs because of your mom. My whole family turned into a diabetes specialist because of me. Yeah, because now they're living with someone with diabetes.
Yeah.
And back then, again, I didn't know what I know now. So we used to buy the diabetic chocolate and this is bullshit. All this is, there's nothing.
It tastes like crap as well. I used to steal my mum's when I was a kid.
Yeah, this is because what they do is that they tell you it's zero sugar.
Yeah.
Well, it's not zero carbs.
But it's got loads of carbs.
Yeah,
Exactly.
What's the point? It's going to be broken down in your system as sugar, glucose, and then you will need insulin. So, we used to do that back then. But that's it. Once I got diagnosed, I was actually, so before getting diagnosed straight away, I used to be the worst player in the pitch because my concentration was zero. Someone crosses the ball, I can't even see it. I'm like, I couldn't run for 5 minutes because I'm so dehydrated, I can't even breathe properly.
Yeah.
It was bad. The next day, straight after diagnosis, I was advised not to do any activity just to get used to it. Straight away, I went to my football training and I kid you not, I was the best player on the pitch.
Really?
I was crazy.
Like the
Everyone.
magic.
Exactly. It was
Yeah.
within a couple of days, you can see that my cheeks are gaining weight again because I started to get proper skin.
Yeah.
If I show you a picture, you won't believe it.
Yeah.
The difference between then and now.
Because that's one of the biggest symptoms, the biggest telltale signs, isn't it? The rapid weight loss because it's obviously, I know a lot of people through teenage years that have had the diagnosis and it's all been through them losing so much weight.
Yeah.
And they've seen, obviously their parents have seen it and been like, oh, there's something wrong. And then that's how they've been diagnosed.
Yeah. The reason for that is your body is unable to use the nutrients that you eat. So if you have type 1 diabetes, as I said, the pancreas does not produce insulin. Insulin is responsible for absorbing the nutrients that you eat from the blood to your cells. If this insulin hormone is not in your system, the carbs is going to remain in your bloodstream. So it's not absorbed. You're having high sugar, high glucose in your blood. So your body's not benefiting. So how will your body survive if there is no energy coming in? It will break its own cells. And that's how you lose weight. You get into a catabolic state.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very dangerous. It's not. Some people they run high on purpose, for example, to train, because they think when they exercise they're gonna drop. That's stupid. All my clients.
I've noticed that more people are diabetic in the gym recently.
I see. You know what? I think that, or it's more visible now. Because of the sensors.
You are right. Yeah, it could be because of the sensors or I don't know the relation. Obviously, there are bodybuilders that use insulin for bodybuilding.
I get that a lot. So
that's why I think that I've seen more of it. But I know what you mean as well. Yeah, it's more noticeable now.
Whenever I'm in the gym and I get that pen out and inject, people jump on my kids. They're like, "Is that growth hormone?" I'm like, "No, it's insulin." "Are you taking insulin to gain weight?" I'm like, "No, I'm diabetic."
No,
are you diabetic because you took insulin? Like, oh, I'm just diabetic, man. It's crazy. The reason I got into bodybuilding is because I used to play football, as you know. In January 2012, so I got diagnosed in October 2011. January 2012, I broke my knee. ruptured the ligaments. Was bad.
But
Yeah,
knees make me feel sick.
Yeah. My knee was like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I had 2 operations and they flopped. So
Right.
I knew that the career is over.
Yeah.
I started hitting the gym, and I wouldn't say that I am genetically gifted, but at least I'd say I'm genetically gifted in terms of the speed of transformation. So if I train properly for a month or something, you can tell.
You can see it.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, if I get injured, you can also tell. Like now, I've been injured for a while. I can tell that it's all
Yeah.
gone. But I started training, and people had that stigma that if you are diabetic, you can't exercise, you can't gain muscle. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
But when people see me, I used to get lots of compliments about how are you, getting in shape while you have diabetes. How is that possible? That led me into creating the social media platforms, Instagram mainly, and just starting posting about what I do with no purpose. Just like, hey, I trained this. This is how I look. Happy days. Then I realized that it's getting lots of exposure from people that want to do the same. And that was the motivation for me. Actually, let me try to up it a bit, take it to the next step. Went to a bodybuilding competition. I can't remember which one, but it's like fitness model, muscle model, these kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, they looked good. I was impressed, but I thought that's not impossible to get into that level. Without using steroids, without doing anything. I just thought that their size isn't massive.
Yeah.
They're not that extremely ripped, so there is a chance. So then I went and decided I want to compete. I prepped for the first competition. It was a nightmare because I had no coach. I thought no one can train me because of my diabetes. I'm the only person that knows diabetes. If I go back in time, I would have a coach. Just to that's not right.
Coach is so
I do
essential.
not agree with myself. And then I decided I'm going to compete. I went to Miami Pro. I did fitness modeling, muscle modeling, and something else I can't remember. I won my first competition. Thank you, but it was a nightmare. An incident that happened is I was very I didn't know what refeed is, for example.
Yeah.
So I'm just dieting, training 3 times a day. You know how it works.
Yeah.
And just killing myself. Plus I have diabetes on my
Yes.
side. So the 100 grams or 50 grams of carbs that you would have it in the form of oats, pasta, rice, whatever. I would have it in the form of juice or something that would stop my blood sugar from dropping.
Right. Okay.
Or treating a hypoglycemia. So at the end of the day, I didn't eat anything. I didn't eat any carbs. And I'm hungry. Like I have no muscle
And
glycogen.
exhausted.
Yeah. I feel flat. I used to live in West Drayton. I was walking in Tesco and I was so weak. So I looked so good. People thought that this guy is a monster. But in reality, I was the weakest person walking on the ground because you know how we feel. So I was actually, leaning on stuff to be able to carry on, be able to do my food shopping. That's how tired I was. And then I go low in blood sugar, extremely low in blood sugar, inside the bakery section. I forgot that I'm competing. I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm not, I got everything down, all the donuts, all the bread, all the cakes on the ground. I sat down and I was wearing a vest and people can see like the veins popping out and I'm sweating because of the hypoglycemia and I'm just munching. I had probably 15,000 calories in that sitting. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I ruined 2 weeks of prep.
Yeah. But you just needed it.
That's it. There is no way I'm coming out of it. I knew it. I knew it when it started. I knew that once I put something in my mouth, that's it. And I had to.
Because you'd restricted so much. Yeah.
And that's exactly what I want to eat. So I didn't want to eat sweet stuff. I wanted, bread, bananas,
stable food.
Things that are rich. You just want them. And that was one of the incidents that happened. And that's why I got it wrong. If I did a refeed, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But so I carried on with the with competitions. I decided I want to carry on competing. Social media platform got bigger. I decided that I want to. So I graduated as a civil engineer. I worked in construction for about 4 years. I wanted to change the career completely. So I became a qualified nutrition and a coach. Started coaching people, and I also started doing other businesses as well. So I do lots of trading. Lots of cryptocurrency trading, lots of forex trading.
You understand all that, don't you? That goes right over my head, that stuff.
Yeah. It took time. Trust me. It took a lot of time and a lot of money to lose.
Yeah.
I lost tons of money.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that lost a lot of money doing that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You have to know what you're doing, definitely.
100%. But Yeah, this is what happened. I competed, I think, 10 times. Yeah.
Oh, well, you've done
went well.
10 times. Jeez, that's a
Yeah,
long.
yeah. But last one was, as I said, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been injured since then. I ruptured this ligament right here. It's called the TFCC.
Okay.
It's a very, very tiny ligament, but it's so delicate that you cannot operate on. You can, but it's not advised. So you just have to wait till it recovers by itself. And it's been, I only started training properly like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
2 years. So yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible when you get injured, and especially if it's such
Sucks.
a tiny little particle as well. Tiny little tear.
And if it's here, like if it's
You
anywhere
use that
else,
every day.
yeah, exactly. I couldn't even use my phone, so I couldn't use my thumb to move.
I think I need to tear that then, so I can spend some time off my phone.
It sucks, but yeah, this is what happened. I think I won 7 competitions out of the 10.
That's
So it went well.
It's a good go. It's a good couple of shows, isn't it? It's
not bad. But then
leave
you
at the height. That's what I say. Leave at the height.
Yeah, exactly. But then you reach a point that, because you know how hard bodybuilding is, you've competed, you know the dieting that you go through. What is it that you want out of it? So that's where I started investing more time into the business, into the family. I'm not saying I'm not competing again. In fact, I'm gonna start prepping again because I just recovered.
Okay.
But am I gonna take it to the extreme to try to get into on the Olympia stage and all that? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just good to compete, just to have a goal.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, you're just freestyling in the gym.
It's
No.
I love the process, and I'm not going to say I would never do it again, because I do love the whole process, and I love the challenge and how it makes you feel afterwards. But definitely not in a massive rush, the same as you, really. Like, I'm chilling right now. I'm quite happy to just, I want to focus on the business and stuff like that.
I believe it's very important to do so, because bodybuilding is hectic. Competing in bodybuilding is not healthy. I don't care what others say.
Yeah.
It is not healthy.
It's not healthy.
Yeah. So bodybuilding, as in building muscles, is very healthy. I advise everyone to do so. But stepping on stage, going through the water and carb manipulation and all these stuff, it's not good for the body. Taking juice as well. It depends where you are and where you want to be.
Yeah. I mean, you're saying your family's got a medical background, right? So you're probably very clued up on what you're doing with yourself and your clients and stuff, and you've done your coaching qualifications and stuff like that. But a lot of people obviously are taking the juice and insulin when they're not diabetic for bodybuilding purposes, with not a lot of knowledge and having some horrendous side effects. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if you know what you're doing, then there's always a risk with everything you do, but
100%.
Yeah. And do you find that obviously being diabetic, was you're an advocate for diabetes as well, and saying that, your nutrition and you can be well, that old sort of thought of, because you're diabetic, you can't train and you can't, because I think a lot of people are scared, aren't they? Because they sort of think, well, what if I go into hypo when I'm training? So am I right in thinking if you're training, your blood sugar levels will drop whilst you're training?
So not necessarily. So that's what a lot of people think.
Yeah,
but
I mean, yes.
If you're training, if you're doing some sort of exercise that does not induce any stress in your system, such as walking, or light cycling, for example, light swimming, aerobic exercises, your blood sugar most likely is going to drop. But if you're doing weightlifting, if you're doing sprinting, if you're inducing stress hormones in your system, stress hormones normally will act as a product to elevate your blood sugar. So you are gonna have like a zigzag kind of relationship. So the stress hormones are trying to elevate your blood sugar, but you're also burning calories and burning sugar. So everyone is different, but you can train and your blood sugar can elevate. So that's why in all my videos I will say it's all about trial and error.
Yeah.
I can give you the guidance. I can tell you what's most likely gonna happen, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna happen, because everyone is different when it comes to that. So most of my clients, they would come to me because of that. They're scared to exercise. They're afraid that their blood sugar is going to drop. They want to put on muscle mass and they're struggling, but it's not. Or they think that there is a diabetic diet or a diabetic way of training. That's not the case.
No.
All you need to do is try to target a specific range for your blood sugar. So as I said, the normal range is from 4 to 8 millimoles per liter. Try to stay within this range as much as you can. So try to have control over your diabetes. Dieting is the same as anyone else. Yeah. You can eat whatever you want if you have type 1 diabetes, as long as you know how much insulin you need for it.
Okay.
Of course, for some people, there are some foods that are so complicated that you would rather avoid. So, for example, for me, cereal. If I have cereal, doesn't matter how much insulin I take, my blood sugar is gonna rock up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for no reason. That's it. I mean,
Okay.
there is, of course, a reason because it's full of processed sugars. But
full of sugars.
yeah. But at the same time, let's say if I would normally take 10 units for 50 grams of carbs, for cereal, I would take like 20 units. These are exaggerated numbers, by the way.
That's
but just,
personal to you. That wouldn't be
person
like
to me
yeah,
only.
exactly, yeah.
Only. For example, treating a hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, you need to treat it with something fast acting, like simple carbs. So juice, sweets, sugar, dextrose tablets, Lucozade, this kind of stuff. I've got a client, for example, the fastest acting sugar for her is a banana,
Okay.
which is a complex carb.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense, but that's
But it works.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
works for her. So it's very subjective.
Yeah.
But the conclusion is, as someone with diabetes, you can do anything you want. You can achieve whatever you want. You will have challenges. I still have challenges sometimes. So I still go hyper and hypo just like anyone else. I'm not immune to it. But you can still achieve whatever you want, because a lot of people, they would take diabetes as an excuse not to do something.
Right, yeah.
Once you do this, you're going to feel that you're ill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for now, for me, and for anyone that I speak to, diabetes is a condition. But for some people, it's an illness. It's like, I'm ill, I can't. Some people, they are embarrassed to, and that's personal preference, really. But some people are embarrassed to show their diabetes. So it's fine if you don't want to show it because you just don't want people to know about it, but don't be embarrassed by it because it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Some people, they would hide. Some people, they wouldn't even take their insulin in public, and they would go eat and they would go high in blood sugar to then come back home and take insulin. You can, I mean, if I can keep going, the stories that I have, it's crazy. It's crazy. Some people, I know a guy used to be my client. He told me, can you not post a before and after picture? I told him, that's fine. I don't do this anyway. But why? He said, no one knows that I have diabetes. Like, yeah, I thought you were getting married soon. Like, yeah, she doesn't know. Whoa, bro, what do you mean she doesn't know? I'm gonna tell her after marriage because I'm scared that
she's
if
locked in.
Yeah, exactly. I'm scared if I tell her now, she might refuse me. That drove me
But
crazy.
that just goes to show the education behind it, doesn't it? In the sense of like they're feeling like people are going to judge them because they've got like an illness that might kill them, or like, you know, something they can catch, or like is that the stigma
or
that's behind it?
exactly that. Or I might have diabetic kids, or this
Yeah,
person.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Some people think like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or this
so-
person is weak. He's got an issue. So why would I
Yeah.
accept someone that is ill? You know.
Yeah, because they do that till death do us parts, but don't they, in love in sickness
Yeah.
and health. So when you're married and you think, oh, I've got to look after him.
It's the lack. As you said, it's
But
the
like
lack of
you
education.
say, it's not. Do you feel ill? Do you class yourself as sick? Like,
I mean, I get some people, sometimes so if I post a video or something, and some people, they would leave the whole point of the video, and they will tell me, oh, I hope you feel better soon. I hope you get well. I hope you recover. Like, I hope diabetes goes well.
that was
Like,
missed the point.
like, I fucking look better than you. I look better than you, and I'm more healthier than you, and I'm in a better position than you.
Yeah, because you
I don't
make
need
better
that.
choices. You know, exactly. Your
It's-
choices determine your future, don't they?
Look, I'll tell you, diabetes and other conditions as well, it can be used as a motivation to do something. So if it wasn't for diabetes, I would have never competed in bodybuilding, because that's the whole purpose. So I didn't tell you this. When I compete, if you look at the pictures, you will always find, if I win, there's always an insulin pen in the trophy. And these sensors, I'm always wearing it in my core to
Okay,
actually
so you
show
can
it to
see.
people.
Yeah.
The whole point of me doing this is not because I wanted to be a bodybuilder, because I never wanted to be a bodybuilder, but it's to raise the awareness, show people, hey, I mean, I
can do
did
it.
this in arguably the hardest sport because of the dieting. I believe bodybuilding, if you do it properly, is the hardest sport out
Yeah.
there because of what we go through. And I managed to do it. I managed to win competitions. So how are you telling me that you can't even train? Or how are you telling me that you can't even work? Some people, they don't even work because of that. I'm diabetic.
Yeah.
I might risk.
And it's because they're not controlling it. It's not because of the
They're-
diabetes.
No. Yeah, exactly. As I
because
said,
of the
yeah.
control.
If you control it well, you can
Yeah.
do whatever you want. But some people, they would just take it as an excuse not to do something, even if it's controlled. Like, what if, what if
Yeah.
I go hypo? Or what if, well, I mean, if you go hypo, you have sugar.
Yeah.
If you go on high blood sugar, you take insulin. That's the way it goes. But if you use it as an excuse to hang your failures, that's it. That's when you're
You're gonna
ill.
fail, yeah.
Yeah. That's when you just feel that you're ill.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? I think, a lot of people in all sorts of different illnesses and people will use just about mindset and about how you conquer it, isn't it? And how you, and that's, I mean, that's good that it gave you a reason to compete, and you've sort of said, well, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
So what are your goals now? I mean, obviously you're saying you're going to compete again, which is great. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
And you're a parent now, just to add another thing in the mix to make it a little bit more difficult.
It's gonna be exciting to see how that works. So I've got I don't know, 4 or 5 months old now.
Yeah.
Lily.
She's so cute.
Yeah. Because I just recovered from the injury, so I feel crap about how I look. I want to get back to where I was. I want to get healthy again. So I don't want to just look good. I'm working on my cardio. I think when you kind of age, you look at things from different perspectives. So 7 years ago or something, all I cared about is how I look. But then I thought about, right, if I look so good, but I can't even throw a punch, for example, what's the point?
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, and that's why I started doing boxing a few
I
years
love
ago.
boxing.
Yeah, I love it as well. It's like you can look, really up, because I as I said, the first competition, I looked, I think the best I've ever looked.
Yeah.
Like even till now, but I was the weakest I've ever been.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy about that. What? Why?
It's
To
crazy,
step on
isn't
stage
it?
for 5 minutes and win a trophy? No. I wanna feel good.
There's
I
no
wanna look good.
functional. There's no functional training at all, is there? It's literally just looking good, hurting, not even being able to bend over without getting out of breath, or walk up the stairs without getting out of breath. That's how I was so unfit.
Yeah.
Shredded but unfit. And when I started doing boxing, I just loved it. I just
Yeah.
loved the whole power behind it, and you just feel so much better in yourself.
That's it. You feel confident. It's an enjoyable cardio. You put me on a treadmill, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Stairmaster, my worst enemy. I hate Stairmaster.
I used to do an hour a day on that.
I no. Like I would rather run for 4 hours and not step on that. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
But it's your perspective really on how you want to be. Like when I started doing boxing, you felt more confident, you felt more fit, more functional, as you said. But yeah, just looking good is not my thing anymore. So
It's
for
not
now,
for you.
I'm gonna try to work on my physique, but in a different way. And I'm not gonna starve myself.
No.
So I'm gonna compete, but I'm not gonna. Something that I've been doing, and I didn't do in the last couple of competitions because I learned from it, is dehydrate myself. We dehydrate ourselves to competition day. Dehydration for people with diabetes is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So is it worth it for me? No. So last couple of competitions, thankfully I won them, but I didn't look at my peak because I didn't dehydrate. I was drinking water just normally during the day.
Yeah.
And that's not right, because you wanna get rid of
dry
every
out,
single drop of water between the muscles and the skin. So just do it healthier. Yeah. One thing you mentioned is diabetes. I competed because of diabetes. Not just that, diabetes created the career that I have right now as well. Because I would have never been a coach. I would have never been a nutritionist. I would have never worked with companies. So, the insulin pump companies, the CGMs, maybe probably even sitting with you here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably the highlight, is the
Yeah.
diabetes. So it's something that I believe that people can use positively.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, if I don't have diabetes, if I don't need to take insulin, I don't need to count carbs and all these stuff, of course life will be easier.
Yeah.
But it's what you have and what you make of.
Exactly,
out of it.
yeah. And it's giving you the drive to help others. It's always really nice when you
This
can
is
help
the most
others
enjoyable
from your,
part. 100%.
and try to obviously spread the message that it's not the end. It's not the end game. It's not the end of the game. Your diagnosis isn't like, there's actually so much more potential to do with yourself. And and obviously education around controlling everything as well and being well with it. There's no reason to be sick.
Exactly that. A lot of people, actually not a lot of people, most people, they would have that mentality. I'm diabetic, I'm sick, I'm depressed, I don't know what to do, and they would just struggle. I believe the start is very important. Like, I got asked once on an interview is that what do you feel about having a cure for diabetes? And I just went silent because I've never thought of that. Because there's no cure for type 1 diabetes. If there was a cure for type 1 diabetes, I think I probably would have paused everything that I'm doing and I would have been waiting for it.
Yeah.
Waiting for that cure. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not thankfully, but there isn't. And that's why I
And
just carried on.
you still would have had the football injury,
Injury
and
as
you
well,
would have just
and
been
I'm
like,
like,
oh,
zero,
what am
yeah.
I doing now?
Exactly.
Because
So it's you just have to have the acceptance that it's a chronic condition,
yeah,
and you got to live with it.
yeah,
And you would either be a role model, or you're going to be ill. It's either this or that.
yeah,
And I'm thankful. Like a lot of people, they change their narrative based on the content that I create, or
Yeah.
they would see one way to teach people with diabetes is to show them someone who did what they want. So I'm not the only diabetic who got involved in a sport. In every single sport, football, rugby, American football, everything, there is an elite type 1 diabetic
Okay.
that is doing it. So
yeah,
this is how you help kids specifically,
Yeah.
and most of the people to regain
Yeah.
control over them. Just they want to see stuff, because a lot of people, they would try to educate kids by showing them some scientific information and stuff. That doesn't work. They want
No,
to see a
want to
real
be motivated.
Yeah.
yeah. And parents as well, because I think if parents have their children being diagnosed, they might be a bit weary about putting them into sports, or with the lack of education behind it.
Yeah.
And thankfully for social media, and I'm not thankful for social media for many things, but awareness is one of the good things that's come out
Yeah.
of it, 100%, and all sorts of other things as well, which is really great. So what's your other goals? Any other goals? Get fit.
Carry, yeah. So get fit.
Fitter. You are quite fit, but get fitter.
I am definitely. I have.
You're not so fit.
I love hand. I have
got love-
love handles that I've never had before.
Did you find that you had a pregnancy with your wife?
I think
Is it
so.
your wife,
I
sorry?
think so. Yeah. I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
quite
I
a common thing. Men have a pregnancy too.
You're saying this, and one day she was pregnant and I was hormonal. I swear down. She's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I have like weird mood swings. Like I am the one that is pregnant."
Yeah. And the cravings.
Yeah. I don't know. You just share the baby. Well, she looks like me, so the baby looks like me. So I think I did. Yeah, I did get involved.
You did well.
Yeah. Get more successful in what I'm doing. So I do, as I said, lots of trading. I am deeply involved in crypto.
Yes.
So crypto and trading.
If anyone,
is all about
do you
money.
train people for crypto?
No, I get
No.
asked that question, and
Don't
I
want
am
to.
not
You're
interested.
keeping the secrets.
Well, I mean, I am not interested in like getting paid to train someone. Like I
Right.
can answer some questions,
Yeah.
but I got asked many times if I can do courses or stuff. I'm like,
No.
I am not. I don't want to get involved in someone to lose their money.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Because
Yeah.
there
I
is
mean,
that risk.
That's a lot of. I know a lot of people that have lost serious amounts of money, relationships, houses, and this is, if you don't know what you're doing, don't throw your money at it.
I'll tell you a sad story. I started crypto. So I had a savings, a lot of money. I had, I don't know, 40K, right?
Okay.
I started crypto, just investing, losing every single penny. I looked at my bank account, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
How on earth did I put myself in that? Like I don't even know anything about it.
Yeah.
And I had to work hard again in the crypto industry
To get that
to
back.
make that money back. I
Yeah.
did it, and then I blew it up again.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, I have to. And of course, this is not just like, fuck, now it's
That's
proper
serious.
depression.
Yeah.
And, and during COVID as well, where
Yeah.
people
I
were
think
already
that's when
depressed.
a lot of people got caught up
into
in
it.
it.
Yeah. Because they had nothing to do. They want to make
Yeah.
money while they're staying at home. So, yeah. And then I got back into it. And then I started learning everything properly. And it's not just cryptocurrency, it's trading generally. So, Forex and indices. So, buying the dollar and selling it back and this kind of stuff. So this is a lot of what I do now. But all my friends, they ask me, hey, can we give you our money to invest? I'm like, this will never happen on my dead body.
No.
You have a question, I'll answer it for you.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting involved in this because I know how it feels losing money.
Yeah,
I don't
and
be
you don't want
responsible
to
for
feel that for anyone else, do you? You
Not
don't want to
under
have the
any
guilt
price.
of anything like that.
Yeah,
You've got to have that money to spend to be able to use it to trade. Really, that's
Yeah.
that's my outlook. Don't put 40 grand in savings.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, not even 400. Yeah, exactly. It's anything that you put in this industry is money that you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
That's it.
So are you still coaching people at the moment and
Yes.
stuff? You're doing online coaching and
I am. I'm kind of picky because I can't invest a lot of time coaching
Yeah.
people. I have a platform called
Yeah.
Keshta Academy where there's a lot of content there, so I post like lots of content for free. But a lot of people they are requesting coaching, and I'm just trying to find the balance between the the time and the effort that I can put into this. Otherwise,
That's
I might.
really good though that you do that though. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
actually want to be giving your time like properly instead of just
I've
taking
s-
money like a lot of coaches
I was
do.
gonna tell you, you know how it is. I've seen. So there is I'm not gonna say his name, but there's a very famous bodybuilder in the Middle East. Okay, probably the most famous one. Sorry, not the most famous bodybuilder, most famous online coach. I had three different clients. One is obese that wants to lose weight. The other one is skinny that wants to gain weight, and the other one just wants to get fit or something. They came to me. Just because I speak Arabic, they saw someone who's in shape, maybe a coach, and I speak Arabic, so it's going to be easier. They're from
Yeah.
Egypt. They came to me and they said that they were with this guy, and they're separate. They don't know each other. Okay, I'm like, send me what he did with you, and then we can start our thing. They sent me the exact same plan.
Oh,
And then
it's
I asked
awkward,
them,
isn't it?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
copy and paste.
Swear to
crew.
God, it's a copy and paste. Change the name. That's about it. So I asked them, is it online coaching? They're like, yes. I'm like, okay. So is he like, are you talking with each other every day? Are they, like, no. They just gave us the plan. It's a 12-week plan. Like, this is not online
No,
coaching.
it's not.
This is what people need to understand.
Yeah.
I can draft a plan in 2 minutes for someone
Mm-hmm.
and just give it away. That's easy. But online coaching is accountability.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be there. You need to have your weekly check-ins. You need to with me it's I need more time because I need to monitor their diabetes chart. So my clients,
yeah.
I have access to their diabetes blood sugar levels,
Okay.
and then I would comment on it every day. Like, I have to look and see, okay, you went
So it is
hyperglycemic.
actually more in depth, really, for you as
Oh,
well.
it's
Yeah,
very. That's
100%,
why I'm
yeah.
picky. Like,
Yeah.
especially if you're diabetic and you came to me for help, I can't do half a job. I'd feel disgusted.
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
I have to give you what you're paying for.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm kind of picky. So I'm choosing people who are actually in need. People also who can afford. It's a business, so if I have a specific fee, if you can't afford that, I have tons of free content that I've
Yeah.
been doing for the past, God knows, 10 years
Yeah.
on YouTube and
Self-learn
my
it,
academy.
yeah.
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 So you can do this, but
Yeah.
when it comes to my own time, of course,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
have to
charge.
value your own
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
You've got a baby, you've got a busy life,
Exactly
you've got
that.
your own life that you want to take care of. So yeah, I completely
yeah.
understand that 100%.
And then on top of that is to keep on working with companies that I'm working with. Some companies, as you know, I'm not working with anymore. But to keep that relationship with the companies that I am with. So and probably acquire
So
more.
you're gonna keep your self-censored? No.
I am not self-censored at all. So I've been cancelled. I used to work with a company called Omnipod, which is an insulin pump company for years. I used to be their ambassador and their face in UK, probably.
Yeah,
Europe.
I've seen your face a few times.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
you've seen
posters. Yeah.
the ones in the tube. Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone knows now what happened on the 7th of October, and there is they call it a war going on. Some people call it genocide happening in Palestine right now. And what happened is, once this started, I posted about it, okay, because I knew what's happening. So I'm not gonna dig deep into this, but a brief history is what's happening right now has been happening for 75 years. People are only aware of it now because the other side got beaten on the 7th of October.
Yeah.
So people started caring. Oh, no, white European Jews are getting killed or whatever. We have to focus on it. But what's happening has been happening for 75 years, since 1948. That's when Jews moved as refugees to Palestine, okay? They displaced 750,000 Palestinians from their homes to outside, to the outskirts, and under the reasoning of that God gave them this land. So imagine me telling you that my God, my religion, that you don't believe in, told me that your house is mine.
Yeah.
Get out of the house. Like, imagine how you're gonna react. Anyway, so it's been happening for a while. I posted when the 7th of October happened. There was a preparation for like a comeback from Israel, and I posted about it. I'm like, listen, this has happened before. I know the scenario. You guys are new to it. I know that this is gonna be used as an excuse for XYZ. That's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah.
I received a phone call. So my relationship with Omnipod was really good. We don't even do meetings. We just WhatsApp call or FaceTime or whatever. and they kind of give me a warning to tone it down. So I politely told them, listen, I'm gonna tone it down for me, not for you, just because I don't want my platform to become this kind of platform that is all about war, Palestine, politics. It's not why I'm
Your
on
message
social
was
media.
more for your fitness, and
Exactly,
well-being,
diabetes. No, that I don't want
Yeah.
my followers, my community to get kind of pissed. But I told them this is if nothing severe happened. Next day, Israel bombs a hospital that is full of ill kids, and it's very sad. Like if I get into deep info, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I go all in. I'm I have I'd say maybe a decent following. I speak English and Arabic, so maybe I can have some sort of influence on people that need to know what's
Yeah.
happening. All I'm doing is I'm just showcasing what's happening.
Yeah.
I am not showing what the Western media is showing, because that is the issue. If you
Yeah.
believe the Western media, what is, again, not going to go in details, but it's full of bullshit. And then I got a call, a Zoom meeting with Omnipod, and they decided that you're going to cancel me for two reasons: for profanity and for posting graphic images. Profanity, this is the way I speak for years on my social media. I don't even know which comment pissed them off or what did I say.
Yeah.
And graphic images, if you are hurt by the images, imagine the people that are living it. So they want to censor me just so that Omnipod isn't affiliated with these kind of... So cancel. I told them, yeah, cancel it. It's
you
done
later.
and it's over. And that's Omnipod. And then there's another company called Dexcom that actually, the sensor that I'm wearing right now, on the 2nd of October, before what happened, they messaged me. They saw the Tubes ads.
Yeah.
I have an email where they said that I am a dream partner. That's exactly what has been told in the email. And I can put any price I want to collaborate with them.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, fair enough. Let's talk about it. Get back to me. I just had the baby in September. So like, all right, get back to me in a week or so till I sort my stuff out. And then complete silence. I chased them and they're like, we changed the target ads. So we're going to get back to you in December. I knew already that it has something to do with my, I wouldn't even say political views. It's human views. Like I'm posting about kids, civilians getting killed.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything else. In January, I emailed. I didn't hear back from them. In January, I emailed the guy and I bluntly told them, and this is the ad company that is kind of it's what Dexcom use for their talent accusation and I don't know acquisition. That's acquisition. Yeah. So I emailed them. I told them, so I have a question. You said that I'm your dream partner in October. You didn't get back to me yet. So what's the issue? Is it because I am posting about civilians that are getting killed and kids that are getting tortured? Do you not like me doing this? That's exactly what I said in the email.
Yeah.
And then he got back to me. He's like, no, it's a budget issue. Bye. That's it.
That's it.
So yeah, I've got Omnipod and Dexcom cancelling on me
Yeah.
because of what's
your
happening.
views, yeah.
And now as we're speaking, there is a clear genocide that is happening in Palestine. Everyone started waking up and they realize what's going on and they realize that there is no evidence of what happened. So again, it's going to take 30 seconds. People claim that on the 7th of October, Hamas entered and they slaughtered people and they burned babies. Imagine burning babies in ovens, beheading babies, killing all the women and the elderly and so on. And I'm saying it out and clearly. If any of this happened, then I'm the first person to admit that Hamas is a terrorist organization. We didn't see a single proof of beheaded babies and babies getting burned and all that. Nothing, zero, genuinely zero. Meanwhile, we've seen tons of proofs of Israelis doing the same. I wouldn't say Israelis, I would say IDF doing the same because there are good Israelis, there are good.
Yeah. It's
I'm not gonna generalize, but this is the case. Again, I'm not sure if you're following or not. There's a guy called Adam Sosnick. If you've never heard of him.
No.
He was in a debate with another guy called Bassem Youssef. Okay, Bassem is basically...
I think you shared their content.
I did.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I did because Bassem schooled Adam.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go through what they said except one thing. Adam said that we've seen countless of videos of Hamas militants gang raping Israelis and then chopping their head off or cutting their breasts and throwing it. I'm here saying it live. If there's one video or image or anything that proves that shows this, I'll be the first person to support Israel. I'll be the first person to support Israel.
But until there's nothing
zero,
there. Yeah. It's all words.
Zero,
Yeah.
nothing. And that's where we are. Because of the lies that is going on, the propagandas, people are getting killed and they're going to get kicked out now of their country. So that's it. That's where I stand. That's what I support.
Where you stand, yeah.
I've been living this since birth. It's not that I'm just aware of this since 7th of October.
Yeah.
I've been raised knowing what's happening in Palestine and Israel. I've got friends here and there. So yeah, that's...
No, but I mean, good for you for standing by and, not backing down to these massive companies that,
Not zero regrets. I have zero regrets.
Yeah, good for you because you've stood by what you stand by at the end of the day and you're not sold yourself out, which unfortunately a lot of people sell themselves out. So, you've done really well there. So well done to you. And
it's all good. I mean, as you said, a door closes, another one opens.
100%.
I'm completely fine
yeah,
with that.
you know that you've done what's right with your soul and you know what's right to you. So, yeah, I applaud that 100%.
I appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to say today?
Thank you for having me.
That's all right.
It's great. It's great to be here.
Been a while.
We had fun. Yeah, I know. Hopefully we can trade together one day.
Yeah, well, you need to get in the ice bath soon.
And that as well. Yeah. When am I?
Been trying to get him to the ice bath for about a year now.
No, I'll make it happen.
Can you ice bath him when you're diabetic? Tell me, is it a thing? It's a thing, right? I've heard it's actually very good for type 2.
To do what exactly?
It's good for circulation and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's good. Yeah. So it's good for everyone.
Yeah, for everyone. Anyone that's having circulation.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, a lot of the people with diabetes who have complications, they would have problem with circulations. So this will help for sure. Yeah. So I'd say, if you're diabetic, guys,
and you're having problems,
there you go. She's the one. Of course.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for today, and I hope to see more of you online and see more of your social media presence grow. And guys, I'm going to put any links for Khalid below the YouTube video, so if you want to reach out regarding advice or anything, then you can do. And have you got a website? Is it a website?
Yes, so it's keshtaacademy.com.
Perfect. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Keshta, Keshta.
Academy.com.
Wicked. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.